Hey guys, welcome back to another wonderful video on gaming and programming. So for today we have Mr. JavaScript back with us. Welcome, Mr.
Hello.
JavaScript. So what we have in store for you all today is that we have the second video on the platformer game series. Yay! All right. So welcome, Mr. JavaScript again. And to start out, would you please show us a run play of the game as it stands so far?
Sure. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a run play. Let me just click F5. And as you can see, there is now a loading screen. And when you get in the game, there is now a moving platform that you can actually jump on. And when you jump on the diamond goes faded. And those are the new changes.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, this definitely looks so much nicer now. So should we head over to the coding window now?
Sure.
Wonderful.
So let's start with our HTML document.
Perfect.
As you can see, unlike last time where we only had the phaser.js library and a game.js, I now have added some states.
Excellent. Can you show us the states file?
Yeah, sure. It's right here. And there is where the boot.js, main.js, preload.js, and game.js is.
Perfect. So let's start looking at the files one by one. Let's go through the boot.js first.
Actually, main.js will actually come first.
All right, then you go for it.
This is where we are. So when the window is loaded, we're going to create the new game.
Yes.
And so after that, we're adding some states, like the boot state, the preload state, the game state. And then we're starting the boot state.
I see. So that is how, if you look at the last line, you say game.state.start, and you start the boot state. So now to look at the boot state code, we'll go over to the boot.js.
Yes.
All right. Can you take us there?
Okay. So as you can see, I have a class, boot, and in that class I have a preload function and a create function.
Great.
And in the preload function, we are just going to load a preloader bar that will be shown when the game is loading. And in the create function, we're going to tell the game how many pointers we're going to have. So like the pointer that is moving around on the screen,
Perfect.
that's one pointer.
Perfect.
And after that, we're going to start the preload state.
Excellent. So viewers, please note that this is how from the boot state, we'll move and go to the other state. The next state is the preload state. And for that, we'll go over to the preload.js coding window or the file.
Let's go there now.
Yes.
As you can see, just like last time in the boot.js, we have a class preload, but now we have a constructor function also, and in here we're just making some variables.
Can you highlight the constructor so that the viewers can see what the code?
Yeah,
okay, so this highlighted code that you see is the constructor, and there are two handles inside the constructor that are being set, asset and ready. Okay, take it away, please.
So next we're gonna do the preload function, and
so this is the preload function.
And we're loading the background image for the preload.
Yes.
The preloading state. And after that we have the create function, which is right here.
Excellent.
And here we're gonna assign the background sprite to this.bg.
Yes.
And we're gonna display it, and this is the width and the height. And the alpha, it means it's gonna be a bit transparent.
Yes, yes, that's what the background should be. Cool. All right. So moving on to the asset. What is the asset now? This
is where we're gonna display the preload bar.
I see.
So we're doing this.asset.
Got it. So this.asset is your sprite of the preloader.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And you have the anchor set to the middle and the scale. You scaled it down. I see.
Yeah.
And then after that you have the, what's that?
This is basically when the loading is complete, there's gonna be a function callback, and this is the function.
Perfect. So what happens in this callback function?
So the function is right here, and all we're doing is this ready equals true.
I see, I see.
So that means it's ready to move on to the next state.
I see, I see. Okay, okay. So once everything is loaded, the callback is called, and then you set that flag indicating that we are ready to
But
move
right
on.
now, we're actually not gonna call this. We're just adding a callback.
Exactly, exactly. I totally agree. Okay.
And so we're gonna keep loadings.
Loading all the stuffs, all
So
the
sprite sheets, images, tile maps. And once we're done loading, we're gonna just start the load.
perfect, perfect. So you're loading the sprite sheet, you're loading the test ground image, you're loading the tile map, which is basically your tilemap.csv. You're loading the tile set, which is your packed tile sheet.png file, and you're loading a PNG file for the diamond. Perfect. And then after that, you're saying start.
When this load start happens, it's gonna call the load on complete.
Got it, got it. Okay. So pretty much when you call load start, then on loading complete, the on load complete function gets called. Okay, what is happening in the update here?
So in the update, we're gonna check if this start ready is true, and if the game time in milliseconds is more than 2000
milliseconds.
And I'm doing this to make it a bit more fake so that the assets don't load too quickly, and so I can see the loading screen actually.
Yes, that is a good idea. Good idea. Because we don't have too many assets here, and it'll just load it up very quickly, and we'll hop over to the next screen. So you wanted to slow it down, kind of fake that the loading is taking place, and that's why you added a little bit more delay. And once this delay is over, then you basically start the game. Okay, and then to start the game, that function.
It starts the game state.
I see. So you basically move on to the next state now,
Yeah.
which is the game state. All right, hopefully viewers are still in tune with us, and this is really good stuff. Let's move on to the game.js now.
Yes, this is where all the fun stuff happens.
Excellent.
Just like every other JS file, we're doing class game, but this time we don't need a preload function because we're not gonna preload anything.
Exactly. Cool. So just a couple items here. One was, let me remind our viewers that in pretty much a given state, there are four main functions. There's the init function, there's a preload function, there's the create function, and then finally the all-important update function. So we have already preloaded our assets in the previous state, so we don't need the preload, and we also are not using the init function. The only two functions that we are going to work with, the main two functions, are the create function, where Mr. JavaScript will show you how we are creating all the objects for gameplay, and then the update function. So back over to you, sir.
How about we show them what's new?
Perfect. Yeah, that's what the idea is. In fact, if you could highlight out the new changes that you've made and kind of go over those new changes, that'll be perfect.
So let's start with the fading diamond, because that's actually what I added first.
Yes.
Even before the moving platform. So the fading diamond is basically when, so we have a callback. Let me find it. Yeah, there it is. So it's checking for the index tile for 49.
Yes.
And 49 is the diamond in our CSV file.
Yes, yes.
Let me show you. It's right here.
I remember you covered that in your first video.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
So we're giving it a callback whenever the player collides with 49.
Yes, with tile number 49.
And it's called this.hit diamond.
So what do you do in the hit diamond callback?
The function is right here. So we're going to set that tile alpha.
Could you highlight the function?
Right here.
Yes, so it makes it easier for the viewers to follow along.
So as you can see, I need a tile argument.
Yes.
But we don't. I actually discovered that right here is we don't need anything.
I see. Okay.
For some reason.
All right.
But we need tile to be second.
All right.
Or else something else weird happens.
So okay, so the first argument is a dummy argument.
Yeah.
Okay, and that explains the weird name there. Okay, that is good. So anyways, the second argument called tile is the important one, and then what do you do with that then?
So I feel like that when you make the callback, it automatically is passing the tile that it's colliding with
Yes.
already.
Yes.
So we're gonna set the tile alpha
Yes.
to 0.2, which will make it transparent.
I see. So you are making it, you're adding alpha to it. So it'll sort of go and fade away. It will sort of become a little bit more transparent. Cool.
And layer.dirty equals true. And what this does, it basically just turns on force rendering.
I see. Okay, good.
And then we're returning false.
Cool. So, okay. So you explained how the diamond works, and when the player takes the diamond or lands or collides with the diamond sort of fades away. So that's the part that you showed us how you implemented. And what's the next? Any other features that you've implemented?
Oh yeah, so the next feature I implemented is the moving tile.
Yes.
That you can jump on right here. And the way I did that is in the preload we actually loaded in a ground, and this is just a tile.
I see. So these tiles.
But it is in its own PNG file.
I see. It's a separate PNG file, and it's a tile, and then you sort of take this tile and you sort of stretch it or something to make it look like a platform, and then you add motion to it, so the platform is moving back and forth. All right. Can you please explain and show us and highlight the code, relevant code?
So this is where it's happening. So we have a level 2 platform.
Yes.
And we're assigning it a sprite. This is where this is the coordinates of where it's gonna start off.
Yes.
And this is the image ID right here.
Correct.
This is where we're stretching it out.
Perfect. So you're scaling it appropriately so it looks like a stretch, like a rectangular platform. And then what else do you do with it?
Right here in physics enable, we're gonna enable physics for the player and the level 2 platform.
Perfect.
And then now we're gonna turn off its gravity and giving it a starting velocity.
Yes.
And then we're gonna turn on collide world bounce. This will check if the platform hits the border of the canvas.
Yes.
And
both on the left hand side and the right hand side of the world.
And the top and bottom.
And the
since
top.
We have no gravity, that won't.
Yes. And so what happens? Okay. And what are you doing with the check collision dot left equals to true?
This is always on true even if you don't add it.
I see. Okay.
I was adding it because I was experimenting with some other things.
All right. Perfect. I mean, that's fine. So
I can comment this off.
Okay. And then let's move on.
So now we're turning on its immovability. This will mean that if a sprite hits it, it won't have velocity transfer, so it's gonna keep its velocity.
Perfect, perfect. Because like when you are using your keys to jump the player, and when the player lands on the platform, there's a collision happening and some velocity transfer will happen. So you don't want the platform to sort of move up and down. So you're making it immovable. Okay, that's good. And then what about the bounce?
So you need this bounce because if you don't have the bounce, it's just gonna stop when it hits the side of the
world
screen.
I see.
So when it basically means it's just gonna reverse the velocity.
Perfect.
And so this is the x velocity and this is like the y velocity.
Perfect.
And it's kind of like a velocity scale. So if you put 2, it's gonna double the speed.
Oh, I see. It'll bounce back faster than it went to.
Try it.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean, to the note to the viewers is that they should. Yeah, I picked up speed as it bounced. There it goes. It bounced back and bounce back faster. And bounce back faster. Okay, I think that's good. So yeah, setting of the viewers can play with the different factors here, see what makes the best sense and gives them the best feel for their game. So yeah, so that was good. This was a very neat little feature that you added in making your level 2 platform and showing how the movement works and how the collisions and all are working. So So yeah, I mean, this was thank you for showing us the new changes and the new features that you brought into your code. Can we also, if you don't mind, can we take a look at the run play again?
Sure.
And if you could show our viewers how to jump up and snatch the diamond.
So this is a loading screen again,
Yes.
and so we're gonna wait for the platform. We're gonna jump on it.
Yes. Oops, it fell down there.
Oh no.
And then
You wait and then bam.
there you go, grab. All right, perfect. All right, so I think at this time we would like to call it a day. Thanks. Let's thank our viewers. Thank you all viewers, dear viewers, for coming and watching our video. And thank you, Mr. JavaScript, for making the second video in his gaming series, The Platformer. And we hope that he will continue building on this game, and we hope to see more levels and more scoring and sound effects as this game blossoms and becomes a more full-featured game in the coming days and weeks and months. All right, I think let's call it a day now. Thank you all. Ciao. Till next time.